Hello and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are gonna be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999, and today we are diving back into the main story and into chapter 7 finally. It's time to see what Vereinsamt is all about. I'm looking forward to this one. You guys have been hyping this chapter up quite a lot. Same as chapter 6, to be fair. Chapter 6 was very good and very heartfelt, and I am looking forward to this one, because according to you guys, Chapter 7 is a bit more on the action-y side compared to the previous one, so yeah, nice contrast between the two, I would say, if that's the case. But yeah, I am looking forward to this, and it's very wild to think about it, but if you guys remember, this Let's Play started literally when this chapter was released on the global version of this game, so a couple of months back, this is where it began. So we got with this Let's Play full circle now. We're back technically at the beginning. And it's quite wild to look back at the whole thing. I mean, since then, level 53 for the account. The collection is very neat and nice. I'm missing a single 4-star. I don't know which one, but I'm missing a single one. But yeah, collection has filled itself out very nicely. Progress has been very nice. He's hiding himself in a picture, he's shy. And yeah, some characters have progressed, some are being prepared for the future. You know, it's going. The account is going. He's still in a picture, what the hell. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this chapter and what is gonna be happening. But before we do so, as always guys, thank you very much for the continued support, the tips and tricks you leave behind, and the character breakdowns and analyses for scenes and stuff. Like I always say, and like I said at the beginning of this Let's Play, I enjoyed reading those because a lot of times I, the Let's Player, will not, you know, pick up on every single detail, but that's good when you have an audience that is more versed in certain aspects and can point out the little things. Like all of the stuff that you guys have been pointing out so far has been an amazing read through, and yeah, let's keep this rolling, shall we? But before we do so, as always, on the previous episode, Simon Goodman said, "Wow, I enjoyed rewatching 37's story much more than I remember liking it initially. Anyway, I can't wait for chapter 7. I personally think it's the best chapter because it's heavy on action, but even heavier on philosophy. Everything is built up amazingly from the last chapters and is all knocked down by chapter 7. There is also one or two stages which centers around knot theory." Alright, so be prepared for that. You'll even have to answer basic arithmetic questions at one point. Oh good, more math, of course. Oh, of course there's gonna be more math. But yeah, I'm happy that you enjoyed rewatching through 37's story last time. It was a pretty good one. It was more on that slice of life stuff, but very also heartfelt between the friendship of the four protagonists of 210, 6, 37, and Sophia. I'm still waiting to hear what her number is, and I kinda, considering how much they are teasing it at this point, I kinda wonder if they're gonna randomly reveal it in this chapter here. I feel like this is the final chapter where they can reveal what her number is. But yeah, anyway, we'll see if that happens. And also, of course, Simon, thank you very much for the comment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, so let's head into it. As always, I have not watched anything, even back then when this was implemented into the game. I have not watched the trailer for this chapter or seen anything. I might have seen one single image at one point, but I'm not sure anymore, because it's been a couple of months and that has deleted itself out of my brain, I would say. Maybe I'll remember as we're gonna go through this. But yeah, and one final thing I can say is I'm very happy that they literally introduced 6's and 37's story back into the game just before I went into chapter 7. That was perfect and chef's kiss. So yeah, anyway, let's see how those two stories are gonna work into this. Also, I hope there's no trailer. I hope there's no trailer when I click into this thing. If there's gonna be a trailer, unlike the side stories, the reflections that I will watch when it plays at the beginning, Here I'm gonna skip it. If I click on this and there is a trailer right now, I'm skipping. Good. I mean, so far the main story didn't have trailers. I was just saying. Just in case. Okay. Who am I looking at? 37? Huh. The secret of the diagonal. Uh-huh. Alright. From softened branches to transcendent heavens, she thought she could grasp it all. Okay. Ooh. Oh yeah, the stone. Vereinsamt. Lonely. Also very interested to see why did they name it after her?
I have a question.
Oh. This is what this is. Okay. Baby 37 and her mother. Are they actually gonna show the mom now? Because I don't think they've shown her so far. Oh?
Why don't people like the irrational numbers?
Oh god. The woman turns around, gazing her daughter with warm affection.
Do you feel the same about them?
Wow. Wow, okay, I didn't expect this much detail from a character. I was expecting if they're gonna do it, it's gonna be maybe maybe on the more basic side of like what Six's aunt was. But okay, this is a way more detailed character than I expected.
Maybe a little?
A little? 37 looks down and kicks away a pebble.
You see, Mama, I can count to 3 and to 17. But I can never count to something like 0.0100100001000001, let alone use it in calculations.
I always love it when voice actors have to say these like stupid sounding numbers or shit. It's so hilarious every time. But I like the dedication. Of course they have to, but it's so funny to me. I mean, I do the same shit when I voice characters. But it's always so amusing. Anyway.
The endless non-repeating decimals would make a mess of the results, and I can't keep the equations as simple and elegant as I want.
But your favorite, the circle. The ratio of its circumference to diameter is also an irrational number. Is it not?
Going back to the circle stuff, okay.
Pi is special. I know how it was found and what it represents, so I trust it and use it in my calculations. The same with e, logarithm 2, and root 2.
Right. I feel like I need to remember how these are said in English, cause I never had to use... Well, never outside of hearing them being said. I've never had to use... I never had to use English terms for mathematical stuff. Okay. Gonna have to remember, because I'm gonna sometimes just look at it and be like, wait, how do you see this in English?
But not many irrational numbers are this convenient to work with. Some have no patterns, no simplest forms, and no end. I can't work out their digits, write them out, or calculate them.
She sounds so annoyed as well.
Not only are they impossible to pinpoint on the number axis, but there's an infinite amount of these irrational numbers. What's so funny, Mama?
You're a clever, silly goose, my dear.
Aww.
You don't dislike them. You just don't understand them enough.
Leaning down, she picks up a soggy twig. Oh boy, okay. Her hand moves, sliding the tip of the twig across the sand. 4 equal perpendicular lines are drawn, with 2 more diagonal lines intersecting in the middle. It is the shape of the familiar square.
Take our old friend Root 2, for instance.
Oh God, time for math class, let's go.
The irrationality of this number can be proven through basic arithmetic.
Oh God.
As it cannot be expressed as an irreducible fraction of integers a over b. A simple proof by contradiction is enough, with no knowledge of irrational numbers required. The presence of root 2 is prevalent in nature, and it is particularly noticeable along the diagonals of a square. This means...
Oh, I know! This means the system built solely on the ratio of integers was flawed.
Yes, root 2 is simple, elegant, and one of the greatest discoveries in mathematics. It showed the existence of infinite, incommensurable numbers, with root 2 being the most obvious one to find.
Okay.
This was how the Tower of Old Ideas crumbled, paving the way for revolutionary breakthroughs that catapulted mathematical analysis into uncharted frontiers. We discovered a kingdom beyond our traditional methods, one that's immeasurable, incommensurable, and inexhaustible. And the key to its gates is hidden in plain sight, in the diagonal of a square.
A kingdom of irrationality.
The girl listens intently. As always, she understands quickly.
I see now, Mama. We are not all-knowing beings. There will always be numbers beyond our awareness, such as the nature of irrational numbers. So, if we get to know the irrational numbers better, we can be friends with them too.
Adorable.
But you haven't told me why people on the island hate them.
Oh? The image of her mother's face fractures. Yeah, but her smile is clear, gentle, quiet, and almost pitying.
Mama?
Whoa! Yeah, this is where we left.
37. You're awake.
Okay, figured when this crack started and she started fading that it was a dream, considering they did say she was unconscious, or rather in a coma. The girl sits upright in bed, her eyes staring into the air in dismay. She's just out of it.
Sophia? How long was I out?
How long was it indeed?
You've been in a coma for a week.
Damn. Oh? Her words are cut off as 37 jumps off the bed, rushing her way out. Girl, you've been lying for a week in a bed. How far can you run before you collapse?
No, stop! You're not well yet!
Exactly.
There's no time. I have to find 6. I have to tell them now.
Yeah, you're about to collapse.
Our circle has been broken.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, the circle has been broken. I will need a bit more context on that. Oh hi, you're back. Animal symbolism. Okay, and that was an interesting start as well. So a dream of her mother, and her mother telling her about the circle and the root of a square. Okay. I'm gonna try and remember this, even though math, especially math conveyed to me in English is not gonna be sitting well. It's not gonna be sitting well. I'm used to hear that shit in Croatian. Anyway.
Now we've learned some manners in a Payron, haven't we? Namely, to abstain from beans, never parcel off a loaf, and stay away from the white roosters on the road.
How's it going, man? Ma'am, it's been a while. The last time I heard your voice was in the three-door stuff.
It's been so long since we last talked about these things. How time does fly. This rusty brain of mine is struggling to keep up.
I love it when the game is self-aware, and I play into it unknowingly. Anyway.
We should have waited until dawn to light the candles. The sun would have mistaken the day for night and delayed its appearance in the morning. That way we would have had more time to talk.
Sure. I don't think that's possible.
Indeed. You possess a far greater understanding of the laws of nature than your ancestors. It's only natural that you wouldn't relate candlelight to sunrise. But for the people of earlier times, there was a commonly understood connection between the two.
Huh.
Did the trees not bear fruit after the Horn of Plenty was filled at the Harvest Festival? Did the field not wave with grain? Does the lighting of a match not illuminate the moon? It's human nature to try to understand the world. Of course, at that time, mistakes were made, and some phenomena were attributed to the wrong causes. Some theories were developed from false facts.
I mean, such is the nature of discovery, yes?
It was a time of symbols, you see.
Such as?
The flower represented blessings and harvest. The Ouroboros, the eternal cycle.
Uh-huh.
The hawk, wit and astuteness. And the soil, safety and protection.
God, hearing the name Ouroboros just reminds me that it's such a short while until the next Legend of Hero games is out. Anyway.
Aside from nature, the circle symbolized protection, the triangle, stability, and the triple helix, ascendance, change, and the unity of mind, body, and soul.
Okay, circle is protection, triangle is stability. Okay, makes sense. The triple helix is ascendance. Okay. Ascendance, change, and the unity of mind, body, and soul. Okay, the triple helix is a lot.
As time went on, things became associated with one another, and more symbols were created.
It's not a very methodological approach. Jesus Christ, this word.
You can see the cause and effect with your own eyes, dear. It's clear when something is related and when it isn't. If the outcome isn't what we expect, these symbols must be incorrect.
Yeah?
But it's not their physical form that's wrong. Physical objects never lie. It's the meaning and concept given to them that are wrong, you see.
Uh-huh.
Objects are just objects. A match is just a match, not the illuminator of the moon.
I mean...
An animal is just an animal. The circle and triangle are only shapes.
But what if I light the match on the moon? Sorry. I know there is no atmosphere. Just saying.
And you are just you.
I like that the you is in apostrophe. Okay, in quotes. You are just you, huh? Uh-huh. Okay, ma'am. Interesting one. Yeah, we're getting into philosophy. Oh, back to regular shit. Oh, goody, goody, goody. I see someone, I see someone. Anyway. The blue and the gray. From opposite ends of the prayer hall. Very eyes meet in a silent standoff. Okay, Arcana, what are you doing? Hall of a Payron. Oh.
Nothing's happening.
Yeah. The Hall of Truth is as crowded as ever. Ideas, noises, and arguments are all crammed into one space.
Miss Vertin, your attention, please.
Whoa, who the fuck are you? Holy shit, you look diesel as hell. Those are fingernails. What the hell are you?
This is a public inquiry, and your answer determines the fate of you and your friends.
Based on the eye shape, the fingers... Okay, I don't know what the term is, like, is she a human? Is she a human? No, I don't think she's a human species of something. Is she like a gorgon? Ooh, actually, yeah. Wait, that would make sense. That would make sense. Snack lady.
There will be a vote on your punishment, considering the leak of the island's coordinates and the damages caused by you and Manus Vindictae. Yet, in the past 2 hours, you've looked at your watch 10 times. Forgive me for being blunt. What could possibly bother you more than your sentence?
There is no countdown?
My apologies.
Wow, a mocking click of the tongue can be heard from the crowd.
Let her look, 888. Doesn't it occur to you that time is also in the form of numbers?
Ooh, she's 888? That's an interesting Actually, what is the significance of a 888? The only two numbers in triplets that I know about of any kind of significance are the obvious ones, the 666 and the 999. The first one being the demon number, the second one being the angel number. What's the significance of a 888 then?
Perhaps she's waiting for her lucky number to come.
Funny. His words cause a ripple of chuckles throughout the hall. Clearly, after hours of debate and discussion, this lighthearted moment brings a much-needed sense of relief.
Besides, what conclusions have the good people here made? We were brought together in this great hall today, for misfortunes have struck us in the past week. Manus followers were found dead in our sacred place, the Gorgon current was cut off, and a human army has invaded our land.
Oh yeah, are they on the island right now? Or what happened to them?
There are also the territorial disputes, the threats from external powers, and the conflicts between our guests. As you can see, our guests have brought us quite the unexpected gifts.
Gifts?
They will give us their explanations. But whose words should we trust? Those of the Foundation, or Manus Vindictae?
How about those of Vertin and her group? He bows slightly, gesturing to the left of the stage.
I swear on the Stone of Truth that I have no knowledge of the League. We never gave any information to the humans. As we speak, the St. Pavlov Foundation is taking measures to mediate the territorial disputes from outside the island.
But you did report everything here to the Foundation. And you don't know what they did with the information, do you?
Right.
A questionable defense. A doubtful explanation. Why should we trust her? We all know that the Foundation is closely associated with the humans. They are the false friends of the Arcanists. With their crocodile tears and broken vows, while many may have changed over time, their nefarious human taint lingers.
Well, he has a point with that argument.
Besides, why should we seek collaboration and assistance from an organization that's 7 years behind us on the study of the emanation?
His words evoke a murmur of agreement.
But rush not, brothers and sisters. The moment of decision has not yet arrived. Let's give our old friend Manus Vindictae a fair and equal hearing before casting our pebbles into the pot.
He stretches out his right hand, directing the audience's attention across the stage. On the right, there sits a quiet figure in black and blue. Oh god, it's been a while. Hi.
Indeed. The Foundation's understanding of the emanation is 7 years behind ours. However, our Manus friends here are unable to speak at all, let alone understand complex mathematical principles.
I have to give it to him. I have to give it to 210. I have to give it to him right now. He's basically saying they're dumb. At least it sounds like he's literally dissing them right now. Anyway.
Please enlighten us, Miss Arcana. Why were swaths of your followers found dead at the door of our sacred place?
Yeah, please explain.
Did our math lessons drive them to madness, causing them to bash their heads against the gates of truth like martyrs?
Oh, this is reminding me. We had this discussion before, but yeah, a certain someone has a anecdote that I need to check out at a certain point.
So it would seem.
But that will be past this chapter. Anyway.
What?
Uh-huh. Well, she isn't denying anything yet. Her quick and straight answer causes a commotion in the crowd. Yet she only gently closes the book on her lap, uncaring of the suspicious stares around her.
One must confess that our followers were ill-prepared to take on the wisdom of the island. But we did come seek mutual development with sincerity. I trust you are aware of the assistance we have provided over the years in this world of matters, which you, though reluctantly, relied upon.
Huh.
As to this debate, I was once told a story that now seems fitting to recount.
Okay. Her gaze falls on the bench. The fair-haired judge has not spoken a word since the debate began. 6?
Pray, share with us.
Thank you kindly.
Oh boy.
'Tis the story of the circle.
Oh god, here we go.
A young artist told it to me before I arrived on this island. In the ancient past, amid a world of primitive instincts and ignorance, the first intelligent mind awakened. Overwhelmed by the enormity of nature and dismayed by its own insignificance, the creature was shaken to its core. In an act of defiance, it drew a magic circle, shielding its powerless self from the formidable world beyond. This was the first magic, when the primitive man mastered the pneuma within and wielded it against the relentless forces of nature. In that process, man hath gained a deeper understanding of the boundaries and limitations of its power. This is the tale of the first circle.
Was half expecting a girl
The
with...
circle shielded us, and its protection benefits thee to this day.
Sorry, didn't expect her to talk there. Was half expecting a... a girl in white and black hair to come out of my screen. Anyway, very interesting. I like the analogy there with the circle pretty much being like the first being that became self-conscious, essentially panicked so hard about reality around itself and how little it understood that it basically drew a barrier around itself or around its mind to protect itself from any kind of harm, essentially. Anyway.
What I find intriguing in this story...
Yeah?
Man hath established its existence, recognized its boundaries, and learned the purpose of life, all by relying upon this very circle.
Bang! The whole gate bursts open. The intruder with a small figure leans weakly against the doorframe. Aww. 37. I did say you're weak now. You've been asleep for a week. Take it easy.
37.
All eyes are fixed on the young girl. Some have even risen to their feet in surprise. The leader on the bench breaks the silence.
What's wrong, 37?
The island.
Is the protective barrier around the island broken? Like, fully? Her pale lips tremble, struggling to get the words out.
Our island has fallen ill.
Even the slightest sound is gone. An eerie silence descends upon the hall. Thud. Another dull, muffled thump, as if someone struck a hard surface. But it's enough to get the rest of the crowd to their feet. They look up at the roof. The thought came from up there. Okay, more thoughts. Oh, is it the Abraxas? Are they just falling out of the sky or some shit? More thumps follow. It's as if the hall has turned into a drum, but an out-of-control drummer playing frantically on the dome.
Ah! What is going on? Is that a hailstorm?
No. I don't think so.
Standing outside a gate, the numberless corrector looks up at the sky. Being barred from entering the hall, she can see better from where she stands.
Those are Abraxases
Oh, I was correct.
falling from the sky.
Oh, I was correct. Okay. Yeah, they live in unison with the island, so if something's wrong with the whole ecosystem and the magic of the island, they're gonna collapse. Another look at the watch. It's become something of a habit. This is it. The long-anticipated moment has finally arrived. Ooh! It turned on! It's starting. Also, what did it say earlier? It's become something of a habit over the last few hours.
It's the storm. The storm of this era is here.
Ooh, so if whatever circle is around the island, it's protecting it so, and was protecting it so far from the storm, if it's weakened and or broken in places, then the island is toast. I think I see what this chapter is gonna be about for the most part. It's either gonna be about trying to re-establish the protective barrier around the island, or evacuating everybody from the island. Storm shelter notice. An urgent notice emitting a monotonous and unignorable ticking sound. Emergency notice for your personal safety. Please stop what you are doing and read this report in its entirety, unless your life is in immediate danger. The Timekeeper has issued a 24-hour storm warning. All investigators are to abandon their current tasks upon receiving this notice and return to headquarters to seek shelter. Storm shelter precautions. We will prioritize space for the preservation of personal items that comply with regulations, but note that space at headquarters is limited. Please do not bring unregistered personnel or personal items over 20 kilograms back to headquarters. Note that family members of investigators who are not members of the Foundation are also considered unaffiliated personnel. I have a feeling we're gonna be breaking this rule very quickly. In special circumstances, such as having to bring unregistered personnel or extra items back to headquarters to protect the Foundation's core principles, please first contact the headquarters through the nearest device with sound functionality and a dial. Must have a round movable part and sound, such as a car radio, and we will respond as soon as possible. For the Foundation's core principles, please refer to the Foundation Investigators Code of Conduct, Chapter 1 through 3. Okay. Since the storm syndrome is currently irreversible, for the safety of the Foundation, returning personnel must undergo an inspection. High levels of infection will restrict your entry, and we will place you in a special isolation area until the storm ends. If you are in a critical situation and require assistance, the various rescue methods outlined in the field mission evacuation instructions will remain in effect. Reassemble rescue requests that comply with the regulations will be responded to immediately. Okay. Rules and regulations to follow when a warning gets issued, huh? Okay, first battle sage. Bring the gavel down. Boundaries are intangible, existing within the depths of every heart. Uh-huh.
Miss Vertin, did you just say the emanation has happened? Just now?
That she did.
More precisely, its 24-hour countdown has begun.
We're on the clock, everybody.
There's always a buffer period before the storm, during which the storm syndrome gradually spreads from the critical point across the globe. The symptoms are different every time, and we have yet to discern a pattern.
I wonder what it's gonna be this time.
With the help of Laplace Scientific Computing Center, the best we can do now is to send a 24-hour warning prior to the storm. Another minute has passed.
The hall is once again filled with the whispering of the white robes. On this island, dedicated solely to the study of the emanation, the situation has far surpassed their imaginations.
Please remain seated, everyone. We are still in the middle of a vote. The emanation holds no influence on this island. The discussion must continue until a satisfactory conclusion is reached. No other subjects shall be brought up until then.
The Banshee, acting as custodian of the assembly, raises her voice, drowning out the arguments. Oh, is she a Banshee? Like, do they mean it literally or just because she's loud? Despite the unforeseen turn of events, she remains committed to her duty. The debates must go on.
Come here, 37. Can someone please bring her a blanket?
And a hot chocolate? Her voice softens as she looks at the frail, slender girl in front of her.
42. Go with Sophia and check on those abraxases.
Uh-huh. Go! The man bows and leaves. Order is restored under the dome once more.
Ah, good news. Good news indeed.
That woman really demands attention to herself and calms everybody quick.
We are freed from the pain of choosing whom to blame, are we not?
What?
Huh? The rhetorician raises a hand with a triumphant smile. As usual, he's offering a new perspective, or what some might call another attempt at stirring up the crowd.
The emanation is coming. The tides of Numa will pour from above and wash away all trivialities.
I mean, yeah, if you stay here.
By then, human intruders and the international powers of this era, along with the turmoil they brought, will all be dissolved and poured into the ditches like gunk.
I mean, yeah. It's all pretty much gonna be gone, so whatever debate you have going on right now, it doesn't matter. Quite literally.
And we will regain our shores and return to the study of essence and forms.
His words are met with silence. The crowd is lost in thought, having long detached themselves from the phenomenal world. 210's words are striking a chord.
No, it's different this time.
The petite figure stands on her feet. She's pale as snow from her coma and did not bother to put on the blanket given to her.
The island has fallen ill. It's getting bloated, stagnant, and sluggish, drifting into the world of matters where ignorance reigns. Soon,
The tides of Numa will wash over us, sweeping away the fragments of the phenomenal world.
What did you say?
Yeah, you guys are screwed. I'm actually surprised. I thought they all caught on when she said that the island is ill. That's why they reacted that way, but no, I guess they didn't comprehend that she meant that they are all screwed.
In other words, we will all be taken by the emanation?
Yes.
This is unthinkable.
This is terrible news, one that nobody wants to hear right now. The impact is like a bomb going off. The crowd is buzzing with fearful whispers. The lady next to 37 stands up, still holding the unused blanket.
37, you just woke up from a coma. You're not well.
She isn't well, but she's speaking the truth. You should listen to her.
Why don't you take another rest?
No time for that. I'm here to warn you.
Just give her a quick hot chocolate and let her do her stuff.
Apiron is gone. I can no longer sense it. This has never happened before.
Oh. Right. Apiron was the thing that was protecting them here, I guess. So yeah.
Why are you so surprised, 37?
The question is asked softly, but it cuts like ice.
You should know the reason of its alienation. You brought outsiders to the sacred place. You betrayed the scripture's teachings and angered Apiron.
I don't think it's that easy. But it might be.
Of course, I may have jumped to this accusation, as Manus Vindictae also intruded our sacred place without permission.
Yeah. I think it's a combination of multiple factors.
People. As of now, there's no proof that the emanation will influence the island. 37's account is lacking. And we are still plagued by suspicions, accusations, and the damages done to our home.
This is funny to think about. Because of all the shit that has happened, they don't really believe it immediately. But I'm willing to bet that if not for all the stuff that has happened, like for the outsiders hitting the island and Manus hitting the island as well, or trying to get to Apiron, essentially, if not for all of that, I would probably believe 37 immediately and prepare countermeasures or whatever the hell they have in store.
We are to proceed with the hearing and reach a final verdict on both the Foundation and Manus Vindictae.
Oh boy, let's debate as the world goes under. Oh, the attempt to refocus the assembly fails as half the audience turns their attention to the gate. Sophia has returned, standing hesitantly in front of the entrance.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I shouldn't have intruded the whole of truth, but...
Though irritated by the constant interruptions, the custodian immediately notices her peculiar expression.
Sophia, weren't you and 42 checking on the Abraxases? What is the matter?
The corrector gestures in the air, her voice shaking.
The Abraxases don't look right. Their beaks, no, their entire heads are melting into oil paints.
What?
And 42, we were on the beach, suddenly he...
Is this how it manifests here? Her words trail off. Beyond the open gate, the screeching of the bird monsters completes her sentence. The other believer appears behind her, shoving Sophia aside as he flails and stumbles into the hall. His face is melting, colorful oil paints forming a puddle on the floor.
Now I see! It finally all makes sense!
Oh, good God. Oh, this is like... Oh, yeah, right. Oh, I completely forgot. This is how it was manifesting in chapter 6.
There never was the truth, nor the transcendental. Everything is a lie. Nothing but shadows on walls, flickers of fire and fragments of reality.
It completely slipped my mind that, yeah, the earlier in chapter 6, the people were literally turning into like abstract oil paintings or shit like that.
No one will survive the oblivion. The island will be destroyed amid its conflict.
Is that the storm syndrome?
Yup.
42, your face.
Completely disregarding those around him, he bursts into maniacal laughter, casting an arcane glow in his palms. He jumps onto a seat and knocks over a row of torches.
No one!
888, stop conversing with him. We must subdue him. Now.
God, that has to be so annoying to say every time. 888. Triple A, just say triple A. Save yourself. Okay, anyway, let's see, what do we have? Male believer. Ooh, you look fabulous. Holy shit, that is a cool effect on the hair. The believer of the School of Aperon, a seeker of knowledge who devoutly follows the decrees. Order in offense and defense is the essence of debate. In this way, there is still room for improvement. Female believer. Believer of the School of Aperon, seeker of knowledge, okay, same thing. Elegant wisdom is condensed in contemplation. In this way, she has gained much. Oh boy. Abraxas! The guardian of the Aperian precepts. A few insignificant threats or the transcription of the decrease penalties until consciousness rises up and ascends along with the neck. The violation maintains a significant degree of optimism. The violator. Oh, this one has something else. Oh, swift Abraxas. You rejoice in the brief escape from your crimes, indifferent to certain minor noises and birdsong. Everything is fine, you have enjoyed the last of your peace. Alright.
Program activated.
Okay, that looks cool. Okay, that visually looks super cool. Like the moving vorpal, or how would you call this? Fuzz? I guess? Oil? Oil slick effect? Okay, anyway, let's deal with them.
Benefit from reading. The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
Nice.
This is not bad for a stretch.
You did nothing. Well, thank you. Alright.
He has the storm syndrome. Please, listen everyone. 37 is right. Something's changed on this island. Your immunity to the emanation has been weakened.
42 lies motionless on the floor, his face still a mess of colorful paint. Fear and uncertainty quickly arise around him.
How? That's never happened in the last 8 times!
A feeble induction, my friend. Just because you've never seen a purple cow doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Again, he has a point.
Must we talk of logic now? 42 has literally been emanated!
First the army, then the emanation. Everything's been falling apart since the outsiders arrived on this island. The Foundation and Manus Vindictae. One of them must answer for this.
Then you should also ask 37 and number 0 what they've done in the sacred place to anger Aperon so much.
Hi.
Aww.
No, 37 didn't cause this. I told you, it was Manus Vindictae. They broke the peace agreement and launched suicide attacks. They forced their way into the cave.
You and them are equally responsible on this matter. They at least paid with their lives. What about you?
Want me to slap you?
You claim that 42's abnormality was caused by the emanation. But how are we to believe that it isn't, in fact, the work of your arcane skills? As we went through your belongings, Miss Vertin, we found a golden sampling device. Enlighten us. What exactly is the Foundation looking for here?
That's...
That thing. To get the samples from the storm, right? From the other side of the hall comes a soft chuckle.
Good, Vertin, good.
Uh-huh.
Let the confrontations be louder and the struggles be harder.
Yep, that's what she wants.
I wonder what shall come of this.
A punch to her face?
Silence.
Oh shit, he's speaking up. The gavel slams down with a heavy, undeniable thud. The host of the assembly rises to his feet, his face unusually grave.
The debate will end now.
Oh god, he raising his voice is something else.
Since we were unable to come to an agreement, further discussion is pointless. There are more pressing matters to attend to. This will be the end of the assembly, and my decision will be the final ruling. I demand that both parties leave this island at once.
Oh, damn. Okay. The decision is clear and final. As the number of reconciliation 6 has been mindful of his use of unilateral authority. Have I heard this tune in the background before? This sounds new. Or maybe I did. I don't remember. Anyway, yet there are no objections this time. The hall falls into a silence that demands a decision. What to do? Accept Six's verdict or wait for Arcana's move? I mean, if they want us out of here, I'm in agreement with the guy, but I kind of want to see what she does first. Because she is the bigger threat here. Leaving the island would be a huge loss. The discussion about the storm has only just begun, and the depths of the cave is yet to be explored. Worst of all, the leader of Manus Vindictae. She can't be left here with the school of Aperon. Will she accept the verdict? Will she appeal? Just what exactly is she after? It's a zero-sum game, where the first one to react is more likely to lose. The best course of action is to wait.
The decisions of my fellow brethren shall be respected.
Uh-huh.
I also agree with your verdict.
Okay. She casually agrees, just as she did when asked to pledge on the stone bangles.
But may I ask for one small doubt to be dispelled? Miss Vertin and I will depart ere long. Do you truly not desire aid from us?
You're kind to ask, miss. It is true that our circle has been disturbed, but we see it as a mere turbulence of the phenomenal world. He who holds the compass decides the circle. This will not shift the center of our focus, nor change the shape of our beliefs.
Six bends down, laying his hand on 42's forehead.
Medin Hagan.
Oh, hi. Uh-huh. Whoa. Whoa. He reverted back.
He purged the storm syndrome with an arcane skill.
Yeah, what the hell?
I never thought it would be possible.
Ooh. Is that one of the things that was imparted to him? Through the knowledge he inherited? Ooh. The leader straightens up, looking as composed as ever.
The light of intelligence has cleansed 42 of confusion. It is also what the island needs. The incident will be properly handled, and my ruling stays unchanged. I expect your words to be matched by actions, Miss Arcana.
His tone is cold, leaving no room for negotiation.
Certainly. It was a fair and just decision. If only one could depart amidst such unfavorable weather.
Oh, shut up, just leave. Also, that is such a clear power move. That is such a clear power move from him. Holy hell. Damn, that is a clear and cut statement. We don't need your help. We can get rid of this and revert infected people back. Damn.
I presume Miss Vertin will also appreciate more time to prepare for the journey. What sayest thou?
Sure. Also, I wonder if that spell has any repercussions on him. Interfering directly with the storm siren does have to have some feedback. It is a reasonable request, and her expression is nothing but decent and sincere.
The hourglass empties in 2 hours. Please leave before that.
Thank you for your thoughtful consideration.
The decision is met with no further objection from the people. Six puts away the hourglass and looks at the silent audience.
Lastly, I would like to share a story.
Uh-huh.
To conclude today's meeting and respond to Miss Arcana's tale.
I am most honored.
Aye. The leader raises his hands and faces the people. This is also a new tune, I think.
I too have heard the story of the first circle, but in my version, more followed. The first of man were intimidated by the enormity of nature and constantly tried to defy and escape it. Our ancestors, however, had the opposite reaction. They found solace in nature, which welcomed them with a nourishing embrace, sharing its vastness and sublimity without reservation. It was the perfect harmony, the moment the circle ceased to represent confrontation and avoidance. As we bathed in Apollo's illumination and wandered the tranquil shores, our souls resonated, and we were lifted to a higher wisdom. This was how we conquered our fears, emerged from ignorance, and allowed ourselves to indulge on the essence and forms. This was the rise of the classic man. May you all be blessed with the courage for reconciliation, the determination for peace, and the devotion to nature. Qualities no less noble than caution and defiance. You may all leave now.
Please, just a moment.
Oh, she has more to say? A clear voice rings across the hall, stopping Six in his tracks. Her robe flutters as she stands up on the high podium.
I will fix our circle.
How?
888 was right. I have enraged Aperon. I am responsible. I will go back to the sacred place, pass its test, and ask it to share the divine light of Gnosis so we can learn the truth about the essence. I will make up for what I've done. I promise.
Six turns around, his eyes meeting the gaze of the determined star. Also the music from the menu for chapter 5. The character select one.
It has been 300 years since the last challenger had their success in the cave. 37, are you aware that we have other means to cleanse the island, even if you don't bring the matter to Aperon?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then are you aware of the price you will pay should you fail its test?
Yes, I am.
Then you shall have my blessing.
He leaves, ignoring the murmurs of shock. The gavel is thus brought down. The long debate has finally come to an end. Yeah, the bean is standing up for her mistakes. Damn. Damn, though. Okay. What was here? What is this? Storm Syndrome Investigation Record. A hastily made report about the first great war painting of this century. The symptoms of the current Storm Syndrome can be roughly summarized as oil painting, transformation, and heightened delirium. Depending on the region, the severity of the Storm Syndrome also varies. From Vienna, expressionistic oil painting transformation pervades the body uncontrollably. At the same time, emotional stability is severely impaired, irritability and abnormal behavior occur, including but not limited to using deadly force to correct pronunciation. Okay. Wait, what? Example, German speakers with non-Austrian accents have been attacked by Austrians. Wow. Wow. Declaring oneself as an independent nation and founding a country by family unit. Identifying parties by the color of their oil paintings and persecuting people of different colors. Whoa. Whoa. We're going down the R word, huh? Athens. Also, if someone is asking why am I saying it like the R word, ask YouTube for its stupid censoring. Anyway, Athens. Oil painting transformation symptoms only appear on the face, with a few cases of recovery reported, specific reasons unknown. Aggressiveness increases, especially a strong destructive impulse towards olive trees. To be more precise, this is an act of rebellion against peace. Okay, yes. Because the olive branch is a symbol for peace. Democratic votes on whether to go to war have occurred several times in different squares, often splitting into two factions and starting a war during the vote. Cairo. Oil painting transformation symptoms are limited to parts of the facial organs, with minor actual effects on the body, which can largely be ignored. The main mental effect is reflected in an increase in swearing. In Cairo. Oh my god. The local military, severely affected, has begun attempting to convert the pyramids into war fortifications. Jesus. Based on feedback from investigators around the world, it has been tentatively concluded that the epicenter of this storm is Vienna. Yes. And the closer the physical distance to the epicenter, the more severe the symptoms of the storm syndrome. Okay, makes sense, yes. That makes sense. If you're close to where the storm originates, the symptoms are severely stronger. Okay, continuing. Oh, there's the rest of the team. Jesus Christ, it's been a while since I've seen any of these. The beginning of a proof. A wise man once said, "A good start is half the I almost said half the bottle." A good start is half the battle. However, he forgot to mention what completes the rest of the battle. The beginning of a proof. Oh? Oh yeah, this guy is all wobbly.
The headquarters has issued a notice. The critical point of the storm is in Vienna.
Sonetto, it has been so long. Really? The chief assistant puts down Miss Radio and turns around with a somber expression.
This type of storm syndrome involves a bodily transformation into oil paintings, primarily affecting the face, but sometimes spreading to the torso. It is often accompanied by delirium and an intense obsession with war.
Yes.
Like the storm of 1929, it was accelerated by social upheavals resulting from the constant tensions Manus Vindictae created between nations.
Yes.
This era.
The color of the sky has changed. The storm syndrome has finally reached this island. No one on the team's caught it yet, but that could soon change. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Right, it's only Vertin. Ooh, it's been so long, I forgot that. I kind of slightly forgot that it's only Vertin who is immune to the storm. Ooh.
This is absurd.
This has been a while. Hi, Regulus. With a bag filled with alchemy materials over her shoulders, the young pirate remains spirited despite a week in underground captivity.
We went through all that trouble, sweated our guts out, and finally got to a place where the storm can be kept out. But now you're telling me that immunity is going to disappear like a fart in the wind.
Like a fart in the wind. Thank you.
I was planning to stay here for a while. There might be alchemic materials and pieces of books the Abraxas has left behind from their mills.
Huh.
Oh, now that is frustrating, mate.
Mate?
Such is the nature of Arcanum.
The immunity hasn't disappeared. It's just waning. For now, only the beach has lost the effect. We're still safe around the Hall of Apeiron.
But there's no guarantee that we'll be safe here forever, right? Reminds me of Xenos' survival test.
Sonetto and I talked about this. We think the island is protected by a large-scale arcane ritual. The sudden decay of the island's storm immunity might be the result of its changes, though I'm unsure of the specifics.
Those people are doing something about it, right? That leader with the rockstar hair, shouldn't he be taking action by now?
With the rockstar hair.
Six has gathered all integers after the assembly. They're going to perform a mass cleansing ceremony.
God, I'm imagining Six doing death metal or some shit, screaming his lungs out on a stage. That's his hobby behind the scenes.
37 also mentioned a test. I think they have more than one way to deal with the changes.
To the best of this apple's knowledge, secluded pure-blood Arcanist groups often have rituals that they keep to themselves. These islanders impart truths based on intellect and rationality, yet their doctrines are highly religious. Perhaps their arcane skills are passed down in a religious manner.
I mean, not really religious manner, but really, at least in Six's case, it's literally an inheritance of bloodline.
Oh, very mysterious, very arcane. I hope they're not all huddled together doing a math at a time like this. And I'm more worried about us, Capitan.
Lilia changes her tone, unusually serious.
Arcana asked for more time for both sides to withdraw, didn't she?
Yes. Six gave us 2 hours to leave. That is to say...
22 hours left.
We must set out when the storm countdown reaches 2000.
And before that, the stone bangle on your wrist still works, right?
Yes. I can feel it.
Oh. That is still active, okay.
It would scold me whenever I thought about going to war with them.
Oh. How many times did you think about that?
So we only have 2 hours for the plan.
Plan? What plan? Aren't we sneaking away from all this?
No.
Sorry, Regulus. Your accommodation was a long way from ours, so we haven't given you the latest updates. To put it simply...
Where are you going?
Oh, hi. The sudden appearance of the girl startles the crowd. 30... Oh no, the goofy music is starting. Oh no. 37 stands there with a curious look on her face.
37, we...
Please have a scene with Regulus just panicking with her appearance, telling her not to bite her.
We're discussing how to leave this place, 37.
Precisely. I was just about to say, your chief wants us gone in a jiffy, but we don't even have a piece of wood to sail with. Vertin is sizing us up to see if we can fit in her suitcase. She's going to swim across the Aegean Sea using her tiny arms. Right, Vertin?
Sure. Regular squints and eagerly pokes her elbow in.
Right.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, she doesn't understand social terms like sarcasm, so she's buying into it. This poor child, please don't lie to this poor child.
Then you must leave from the north side of the beach. Jump off the cliff there and head south. The cliff is on the tangent line of the Hall of Aperon, which is a good sign for your journey.
She's taking it so serious. She nods confidently, fully convinced of her own conclusion.
I will show you where to jump, but you'll have to wait till Vertin and I return.
Oh, you're taking Vertin with you. Okay.
Me? Where are we going?
To fix things.
What kind of question is that? The only place worth going.
She extends her hand with a light and happy tone.
You're the one and only Zero. We'll go see Aperon together.
Again. Oh boy. Guest room island.
Aren't you going to look for 37?
Oh, hello, Marta. Been a hot minute.
You took such good care of her while she was in a coma.
In the darkness, the figure trembles ever so slightly. She tries to steady herself. Sophia?
I don't know. I don't know what I should do, Madam Mata. She's going back to the cave for the test, where I can't help her.
She looks down, trying her best to press her shaking hands together.
All I can do is pray for her, for I have no adequate knowledge or power to assist her.
No.
As ever.
Oh.
Perhaps you needn't worry so much. 37 is the one favored by truth. She will be fine.
I know. It's just...
Ooh, this song is coming on. Sophia lets out a long, helpless sigh and buries her face deep in her palms.
She is also of mortal flesh. She could get hurt, bleed, or die.
She avoids looking at the beach, seeing it as a battlefield where she lacks the skills to engage.
You haven't been with us for long, Madam Marta. Aperon and its test might be new to you. Here on this island, we spent years theorizing, proving, and constructing models based on our mortal comprehension, defining the boundaries of what man is capable of understanding. But when it comes to the essence and forms, we are unable to make any definitive statements. So we humbly approach the temple and inquire about the correctness of our beliefs. And our answer is delivered as a yes or no, reverberating in the form of echoes.
Is that the submission of proof Six mentioned before?
The corrector nods, knowing her friend has a natural talent for this.
Validating one's essence and soul with a number, and verifying the authenticity of one's claims are simple feats for us. But a Peyron's test is different. Those who succeed will obtain the transcendental truth.
Right. Okay.
Those who fail will pay a terrible price.
Okay. Interesting. Again, I did voice my theory that Marta here could be like a future version of Vertin or someone related to Vertin. If she would be Vertin, this would not rattle her right now. Because she would know already. Okay. Interesting.
Everything has its limits and boundaries. Those who overstep their bounds will only court their own misfortune. We must respect and be wary of our limits, so our souls will be adequate for our bodies, and all things be refrained from excess. The boundless, limitless, and infinity are not of our realm to tread. They belong only to ancient beings that we cannot utter. We can only stand in awe, offering our admiration, humility, and reverence. Now 37 is going to knock on its door and ask to be indulged with the transcendental truth. But if she fails, if she can't bear the weight of the boundless infinity...
Unlimited knowledge all at once on a human brain, no matter how exceptional it is. Yikes. She can't go on.
I wish I knew a better way, or could even do it in her place.
How about you all split it between each other? How about you all take infinity and split it between each other? If it's a burden to a single person and could, theoretically, literally turn their brain to mush, how about you all hold hands and do it together at once and spread the knowledge? Would that be an idea?
But only she
Talking to
can
myself.
Do it. It has to be her. 37.
Are you so sure about that? Everybody's so sure about the fact that it's only can be her. That they're not even...
I'm sure this is the perfect solution to finally put an end to all our problems.
They're also sure that she is the only one who can do it, that they're not even using a different solution, or that they could also help in the whole thing.
If I pass the test, Apeiron will grant me the answer to one question. It can be any question I don't have an answer to, even about the essence and everything. At least that's what Mama told me.
37 nods with confidence.
I just have to choose the right question to ask, and we will be rid of all the troubles, whether it be the emanation, the turmoil of the phenomenal world, or the dangers threatening the island. All will be gone. I have Six's blessing. He agrees with me. So, Vertin...
Not so fast. You can't just steal away our helmswoman like that. This thing, it's too good to be without any risks, don't you think? What if Vertin doesn't make it back, huh? Who's going to swim us across the sea then?
It could be risky, but not for Vertin, only for me. 0 multiplied by any number will still be 0.
Uh-huh.
And we have validated that proof.
Yeah, 0 multiplied by 0 is always 0. 0 being hit by the storm will also never change.
Well, that's not good enough for this pirate. Besides, Vertin doesn't seem like a 0 to me.
It's okay, Regulus. I think I'll be safe there. But 37, isn't this a sacred test for your people? I've never taken the oath. I'm not one of you.
That does not matter, Vertin.
She gently shakes her head in determination.
But you must know that once we enter the temple, we cannot turn back. The path to the truth is a one-way road. Our last visit was interrupted, remember? You didn't get to ask your question, and I didn't get my answer. And now, I don't need to ask my question anymore.
She bites her lip, holding her own arms tight. Oh.
You and your friends were right, Vertin. The discord in the phenomenal world does have an effect on essence and forms. No one can argue against this when facing the emanation. But there's more I'd like to know, and I believe you feel the same. I will tell Six that you're coming with me. I will tell everyone and persuade them, because this is the right thing to do.
Go, Timekeeper. While you're out, Lilia and I will ready us for evacuation.
We will liaise with the Foundation from here.
Thank you both. I'm ready. Before we go, 37, I have a question.
Huh? A golden opportunity has arisen. This could be a chance to level the playing field against Manus Vindictae.
You just said that a Piran will grant an answer to whoever passes the test.
Uh-huh.
Will it answer my question?
This is auto-scrolling.
If I asked for a way to become immune to the storm?
Oh, you sneaky little one. You are asking a very nice question. That is actually the proper question. Also, hi, we're back at the Institute now. Okay. Anything back here to click? No. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Also, what the hell am I looking at? 4 crossed cheeks. The first step is to reduce it to a quadratic equation without a cubic term. The second step... What the fuck is math? Oh, amazing. Someone is on the same wavelength as me. Oh, fuck this math. Also, I see an R2D2. Why? And... Lucy talking to someone... Whose peon is that? Enigma? I can't remember how his peon looked, but I don't think that was his. Okay, let's see. The storm arrives in 22 hours.
Humanocentrist freaks.
I cannot stop looking at the bot in the background. Danger, Will Robinson, danger! Sorry.
You are the crazy ones, and I will prove myself right.
Seriously, can someone please bring Matthew back to the rehab center? That mask has made him crazy.
Oh yeah, right, that. The researcher's arms flail wildly as he stumbles across the shiny silver floor, adding more to the chaos. Amidst the mayhem, a bottle of alcohol on the ground bursts into bright blue flames. Oh good. And then 2 metal feet stomp across the fire without hesitation.
Any progress?
Damn, this music. Hi, Lucy. Have you played a game called Atomic Heart, maybe?
Not much. We've called all the experts here, but so far it's been a waste of time. Not even a bodily reaction when reciting the text.
Oh, shite. Another robot? Okay, so that was the golden head thing. Whoa. You look crazy. What the hell is your head supposed to be? What is in there? Liquid gold?
It doesn't belong to any known language, nor follow any linguistic rules. Many are starting to doubt the accuracy of the incantation. After all, it was copied down by a novice investigator with her arcane skill, not her supervisor.
The door is pushed open. The spacious room is now packed with people. They're all gathered around a radio on the table.
Miss Marcus, can you confirm that the incantation you dictated was correct?
Marcus! The bean!
We also learned that you witnessed a visual recording of Arcana performing her arcane skill, depicted through images recreated by a pure-blooded Arcanist. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to be precise, I saw it in the memories of Isolde, a former member of Manus Vindicte, using Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror.
Can you attest to the accuracy of this memory?
I can't say.
Do you deem the reflection of Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror to be accurate, factual, and without misinterpretation?
I'm not sure.
Can you confirm that your arcane skill, Read, was performed correctly and provided an unbiased, objective, and flawless interpretation?
I don't know about that either.
Oh.
But I saw it with my own eyes. I heard the chanting.
Adorable.
I don't know what language that was, but that's how I heard it, and I've written it down phonetically.
Please calm down. We are only verifying the details. The Foundation has dispatched a special operations squad to you in Vienna. Please make sure the 2 other Arcanists involved will return to the Foundation with you.
I understood.
Aww. The call ends. The liaison removes the headset. The result is far from ideal. Her face is pale, as lifeless as her mechanical colleagues.
Is this it?
A sarcastic voice cuts through the air as a man pushes through to the front. Enigma.
An ancient miracle, a circle of salvation. Euna seco. Atuna psycho?
She wrote it down. That's the phonetic one? Euna seco. Actually, what language was that?
An inexplicable incantation transcribed by an Arcanist based on what she saw in the memory of another Arcanist, recreated by yet another Arcanist.
Oh god. Buddy, how are you feeling right now? Your sister died. Are you okay? You sound pissed. You're pissed, aren't you? Oh boy, this is gonna go well.
That's as convoluted as a dream within a dream within a dream. To think they wanted an objective restoration.
Oh, he sounds crazy. Compared to the last time I heard him, he sounds very crazy right now, and it's understandable.
I mean, if Gnosis is so reliable and can really cross-check not only once but 4 times, it should have long replaced science by now. With this level of uncertainty, we might have better luck asking typewriter monkeys to randomly give us the answer to the storm immunity.
Also, I hate interrupting him right now, but did his voice actor change or am I tripping? I know it's been a while since I recorded that episode, but when I'm done recording, I'm gonna have to go back and check. I feel like he sounds different. And his accent is way stronger than last time.
Adler? Why are you here?
The exclamation mark.
I requested his participation on the cryptography team. He is a human, but he excels in the field of cryptography.
But...
The man takes a grim step forward.
And why can't I be here? Is it because Greta Hoffman's my sister? And is this what a respectable and honorable member of the Foundation gave her life to retrieve? Is this the ritual she died for? Oh, right. It wasn't even her who retrieved the ritual. It was a student.
Hey, you better show respect to the bean.
Currently on the official roster. You can leave at any time.
You better show respect to the bean.
Leave? Why should I leave? Ich habe jedes Recht zu wissen, wofür meine Schwester gestorben ist.
Okay, didn't expect him to go full German. I have every right to know what my sister died for.
Nun gut, Leute, an die Arbeit. Lasst uns dieses große Rätsel entschlüsseln und sehen, was es uns bringen wird.
Well now, get to work, people. Let's decipher this great mystery and see what it'll bring us.
Erlösung oder Zerstörung?
Salvation or oblivion? He leaves sneering, waving the note with the phonetic spelling in his hand. The farce is finally over. The room is at peace again. The cryptography team turns to the robot, awaiting her instructions.
Return to your stations, please. Let us not dismiss its credibility until we have exhausted every possibility.
Lucy, considering you became playable with the chapter plus the fact that you are on the title card for the chapter, I wonder how much of a big role you're gonna play into all of this. Or rather, what role you're gonna play into all of this.
Also,
she calmly turns her head.
Add Adler Hoffman into the cryptography team roster.
The cryptography lead hesitates for a moment. The fucking expressions. Surprised. Nevertheless, he nods and quickly leaves the room. In a big stumpy stump, the phone on the wall, used for internal communication, begins to ring.
Storm Observation and Research Center. Noted. I will make sure Miss Lucy is aware of that.
The liaison puts down the phone and turns to the robot, a flicker of panic on her face.
What is the matter?
It's a call from the rehab center about the previous study on the Manus mask. Ma'am, I think you should go see this in person.
Aww. The good old trope of, I think you need to see this.
Very good, Matthew. Now tell us, what did you hear?
That's a new portrait. The already narrow corridor is now filled with security guards. The room they're guarding is heavily secured, isolated behind 3 layers of tempered glass. A patient sits in the room with a mask on his face.
Voices! Those voices! The inaudible murmurs, the frightening whispers, they worm into my ears.
Okay.
I told you before. I wrote about this before, but you just missed the mesmeric episodes.
Okay.
Did you put on the mask?
Yes. How else would I know that I was right? And now I know. And never ever heard them so clearly. They are screaming inside my head. They're temptations. They're promises. I just have to let go of my brain. Can you hear it? The benevolent mother is speaking.
Uh-huh. His nails dig deep into his palms, as if fighting an overwhelming impulse.
Now, I can write the ultimate paper.
Who is this mother?
She's answered by a loud crash. The researcher throws himself against the glass, gasping in horror and screeching helplessly at the surface.
No, I can't say anymore. They see me. They've come for me. Kill me. Kill me now.
Jesus. Okay. It is too late to beg for mercy. His scream is abruptly silenced as his head explodes open behind the glass barrier? Ugh, okay. Amidst the splatter of blood and brain, a new being emerges from the remnants of his flesh. What? Oh. Oh, this is how these things come to be? The alarm blares loudly. A Manus follower wriggles up from the bloody floor, holding a triangle in hand. He lets out a loud cry reminiscent of a newborn's first wail. The liaison ends the call, cutting off the horrid sound on the other end of the phone.
Suspend all research on the Manus mask at once. Its dangers far outweigh the potential benefits.
I would say so as well.
Seal away all equipment and share only a controlled account of the incident with others. We cannot afford to have another researcher try on the mask again. Now, clean this up.
Yes, ma'am.
That's ma'am cleaning duty. The airlock door hisses open. A squad of armed guards storms into the room under the cover of sleeping gas. On the other side of the glass, the robot turns away from the scene, categorizing yet another set of Storm research data as irrelevant and filing it away as waste in her memory.
Another dead end.
Another dead end indeed. I was about to say it said to be continued. I was like, wait, wasn't this a battle one? Yeah, it's a battle one. Triangleist. Anything new on you? His body was merged with a gigantic triangle. He lost the ability to speak, but in exchange obtained uncanny strength. Okay. Regular Manus followers. Yeah.
My duty lies with you.
Both three of them at once. Alright. Well, let's deal with them.
Listen, until the torch is lit.
The light that illuminates all.
Benefit from reading.
And now, to return to my long-term mission. Rest.
Nice. What is this? Emergency notice to halt research on Manus Vindictae masks. Ah. To all members involved in the Storm research, Manus Vindictae masks are now considered extremely dangerous and of no research value. All related research and experimentation must cease immediately. In addition, if any members become irrationally agitated, display an abnormal hatred toward humanity, and believe they hear a soft, seductive female voice that is not there, nearby personnel should immediately evacuate the area and contact the nearest security officer. Dangerous. Vares, Manus disciples. Inner working unclear. Matthew transformed. Williams secured. Okay. Oh hi. Vienna Investigation Operations Report for public record. News from the front lines. The esteemed Miss Greta Hoffman, a valiant fighter for human advancement, has tragically lost her life during a storm investigation mission. Right. Investigator Marcus, the Bean, has successfully relayed vital information and is waiting for support on site. A special operations team has been dispatched post-haste. Please resume work status after reading this report and observing a 3-second movement of silence. Really, only 3 seconds? Come on. Hoffman deceased. Marcus waiting for support. Examining the storm is a daunting task that requires careful consideration. That's why it's wise to collect and document every potential clue here for future reference. Uh-huh. Oh, we're getting... Ooh. Oh my god, this is a huge field. There's gonna be a lot of them, huh? Oh, this is fun. This is a fun little thing. This reminds me of the last couple of chapters in Arknights, for the Victorian arc of the story, where after every couple of stages you would get like snippets of information, either like what is currently happening in pretty much the war zone with civilians and how they are coping, extra information on some story characters essentially and their background and their family affairs and stuff. That was neat. This is cool. Stuff like this is cool when I keep adding that stuff in. Also, there is still something here. Let's see. Decryption team personnel list. Puzzles and solvers. Now they're all here. Get to know them. Decryption team personnel list. Ulrich, approved. Reasons for selection. The most skilled cryptologist in Laplace. Also the most brilliant expert in arcane cryptography. Jesus. In addition, his energy consumption ratio is excellent, capable of high-quality work for 72 hours with only 2 supplies needed. Recommended for selection as the leader of the decryption team. Team leader's comments. This assessment of mine is incorrect. This record has since been updated to 360 hours. Nevertheless, I agreed. I'm guessing Ulrich is the guy with the golden head then? Dawkins, approved. Reasons for selection. Dawkins is an expert in linguistics. We need more of such people when the origin of incantations is unknown. Team leader's comments. Dawkins is talented but lacks a sense of seriousness, as evidenced by his inappropriate jokes. Do not let him work alone. Assign a serious staff member to supervise him, and also use a cold humor punishment device, setting the penalty at 3 pounds a joke. Oh god. Richard, approved. Reasons for selection. Richard is an excellent theoretical mathematician and is able to provide us with advice from a mathematical perspective. Team leader's comments. Richard is only cautious when solving math problems, but averages 3 collisions with table corners per day. He also needs a supervisor to prevent such accidents during experiments. Nice. Matthew, approved. Reasons for selection. Matthew has excellent decision-making skills. His fighting spirit will surely bring about important breakthroughs in our decryption work. Team leader comments. He's just too impulsive. I do not recommend letting him make any decisions. Otherwise, an explosion in the lab will be the last of our worries. Okay. Williams, approved. Reasons for selection. Williams has a meticulous thought process. He excels in finding loopholes that others cannot. Perhaps he can assist Matthew and prevent him from making any egregious mistakes. Team leader comments. Williams is what we call an introvert. His penchant for discovery doesn't mean he'll be good at communicating his findings. He should be left alone to deal with verification. Victor, approved. Reasons for selection. Victor has a leapfrogging thinking pattern and can keep research from getting stuck. Team leader's comments. Victor is good, sure, it's just that his ideas are sometimes incomprehensible. Do not let him team up with Dawkins. He will definitely end up paying 3 pounds for Dawkins to tell a joke. I can assure you, putting a weirdo and a dark humor fanatic together will cause us problems. Adler, pending. Reasons for selection. Adler's recommendation is not only because he is an excellent cryptologist, but also because this decryption is not just a task for Arcanists. We need opinions from humans as well. Team leader's comments. I have my reservations. It's not that the team doesn't need humans, but it shouldn't be a silent enigma who hasn't been seen in public for 8 years. Right. Okay, let's do stage 6, and I think after this we're gonna call it then. Let's see. Pride and Prejudice. Oh, good. A chaotic duo found in chaotic minds. Lucy and Adler? That is a stage name. Pride and Prejudice. Ooh. Office of Director, Laplace. Oh, this is her. Her chair. An unknown incantation. A mask that has proven to be extremely dangerous. These are the only leads they currently have on the storm. Her metallic fingers pick up another stack of files. These are the test results of the Manus mask, confirming the presence of asymmetrical nuclide R. The robot studies them carefully. The slit on her face pulses in contemplation.
What is the status of the sampling, Simone? Any updates from the Timekeeper?
For the moment, no. The people on the island are still suspicious of the Foundation's motives, so she hasn't had a second chance to collect any samples.
Ah, the peon was hers, okay. Also, new character and new model.
But she has called in an hour ago. We were informed that she will return to the cave shortly.
God, I swear, every single scientist in this game is hot as fuck. It's not accurate. Anyway.
She also warned us that the immunity zone on the island appears to be shrinking. The safe zone is not stable.
The robot did not put on a face today. Simone can only read her mood from the narrow slit.
Mom, have you noticed something?
They are unrelated, Simone. The mask and the incantation are indeed related to Manus Vindictae, but they are unrelated to each other.
Huh. She moves the sealed Manus mask aside.
If the account of the Vienna investigator is correct, one cannot help but question, why would Arcana not simply give the masks to Isolde and her brother?
Huh.
Investigator Marx's report was highly lacking, making it challenging for us to infer what truly happened.
I suppose we can be skeptical that the report is incomplete, but it is all we have for now. She did a good job. I could not have asked for more.
Oh, someone is praising the being good.
We all heard it. An ancient miracle. A circle of salvation.
The robot extends her hand, drawing an imaginary circle in the air.
The leader of Manus Vindictae promised a miracle, but the mask is far from it.
Yeah.
The mask is a tool of control, designed to identify and enslave the believers. Matthew has demonstrated its effects for us.
Pretty much.
But this ritual is different.
Yeah.
Do you mean the ritual is more sophisticated than the mask?
The robot nods approvingly. Okay, before they say anything else, I'm gonna infer from that the suggestion here is that that Arcana is maybe trying to use the circle, the incantation for that circle, for that protective zone, maybe to, instead of having to go one by one and give the masks to people, just extend her control essentially for the Manus across, well, huge spaces, even maybe globally.
Perhaps, but it is not entirely definitive. The investigators in Vienna completed their mission spectacularly, and now Matthew has proven that the mask is useless for our purposes. Its immunity was only a cover for its other functions. And the mask has powerful and irreversible side effects. Even if we find out how it protects the wearer from the storm, we cannot use it on our colleagues.
She picks up the script.
If this incantation is verified to be true, it will be our Promethean fire.
Huh. Promethean fire. That's a big statement. Oh. Cryptography team's office.
This ritual is useless to us. Save yourself the trouble. We're not getting anywhere with this.
What?
The room is cluttered with all sorts of sophisticated equipment. The floor is littered with scrap paper. The researchers haven't lifted their heads or taken a break for quite some time. The cryptography lead stares at Enigma, a fresh cup of coffee in his hand. His patience is wearing thin as the metaphorical string-labeled tolerance in his mind is finally about to snap.
Explain yourself, Adler. What do you mean the ritual is useless? You barely sat down. My coffee's still hot.
How are you drinking your coffee? The cryptographer solemnly hands the lead of stack of papers from his desk.
I don't need to waste any more time. It's simple logic. The current information is insufficient for cryptographic decryption. We're attempting an exhaustive brute force, comparing every ancient text and record to find the language or corresponding text. It's like looking for a needle in a colossal haystack.
How about... Considering how math related we are here, how about you take the formula for a circle and apply it to your deciphering of the incantation? Just a thought?
Even if we stumble onto a match, none of us can validate such a thing. A breakthrough in this regard is simply not possible.
You can't be serious.
Across the room, a man stands up abruptly from his chair, clenching a pen in his hand.
And what is the basis of your reasoning? Have you figured out the mechanics behind the ritual?
Mechanics?
I didn't need to understand the intricacies of Arcanum to deduce this. It was simple logic.
So you never even tried to understand it. With your supposedly superior human reasoning, you dismissed all of our dedication and hard work just like that. Who the f do you think you are?
Oh my god. Before anyone can react, the researcher lunges at Enigma and punches him right in the face. Oh damn.
What?
Enigma brings a hand up to his cheek, looking more confused than angry.
Matthew was right. You arrogant fools, clueless morons!
Damn, he's pissed.
Get out of my face, you humanocentric narcissist! Go to hell!
Whoa. The researcher snarls, brandishing his pen like a soldier brandishing a dagger. Much to his frustration, his swing loses power mid-air. Another causality? Casualty, Jesus Christ, I cannot read anymore. His swing loses power mid-air, another casualty of the neck and shoulder pain that plagues this office. Enigma narrowly avoids the attack, bewildered by the turn of events.
Was this really necessary? I was just sharing my conclusion.
Oh, it was the mask. I should have thought of that. He worked in the same lab as Matthew, and he must have been exposed to the mask.
Oh.
But his physical exam seemed fine. Is there an incubation period?
Does he seem fine to you now? Huh? No! Williams! Put that down! That's the only Conway Automaton 5 left after the storm.
He's met with a guttural growl, followed by the deafening crash of metal against wall. The machine whizzes past his head and shatters to pieces on impact. Well, rip. The cryptography lead can feel his sanity teetering on the brink. He staggers towards the door, frantically smacking the big red button on the wall.
Security! Security! We've got a code red!
Oh boy. Battle? Yep. Oh hi, there's a robot moving in the back. Enemy. One enemy only. Guard leader. The leader of the Foundation guards with artificial somnambulism weapons. The employee manual version 7 is carefully hidden in the pocket at inner thigh part of the pants. Though it disturbs the action but somehow makes him feel safe. Is this gonna be a one-on-one battle? Just in case.
This trial is
no,
mine
okay.
to judge.
Considering the game is just a single enemy, I was thinking for a second if it's a one-on-one battle, I kind of want Lucy in the front end to go first. Okay, anyway. Let's deal with you, shall we?
The moment of utterance. The moment of silence.
Charging.
Benefit from reading. We walk in long nights.
Target confirmed.
Ooh, he has a lot of health. Ooh. Big boy has a lot of health. This is a mini boss. This is practically a mini boss. Okay. What is that debuff again? Ah. Well, let's get rid of it.
Of utterance.
Loading.
A tooth for a tooth.
We walk in long nights.
Faraday's miracle.
Oh, you cannot cleanse that one, huh? Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine if you cannot cleanse that one. I do not mind in the slightest.
The moment of silence. The moment of utterance.
An eye for an eye.
Benefit from reading.
Stack up as many debuffs as possible.
Learn from silence.
Nice.
Pay for thy sins with thy blood.
Ow. Sure. But doesn't matter. You will buff yourself and then you will smack him super hard. Well, after you apply more debuffs, then you will smack him super hard.
The torch is lit.
Okay, let's do this.
The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
Nice. Dead.
This is not bad for a stretch.
You did nothing! But thank you. Why is he always chiming in?
So, what are the implications for the decryption?
There were no unintended consequences. We were able to control Williams in time, and the Conway automaton 5 he destroyed wasn't useful to our work anyway.
I am glad you kept the damages to a minimum.
Lucy turns off the screen in front of her and turns around.
Since you are still here, Mr. Ulrich, I take it as a sign that you have more to report?
In a secluded area of the hallway, an emotionally charged complaint is about to take place. The cryptography lead tries to keep his voice low, looking completely disheveled from the turmoil he has just endured.
Williams was merely an accident, ma'am, but Adler is a loose cannon on the team. We need to talk about this. With all due respect, I still don't understand why you put him on the team. He may have made his contributions to Laplace, but that was 8 years ago. Now he's just an irritating defeatist and a staunch supporter of humanocentrism.
Every particle of ferrofluid in his... Oh, that's what it is. A ferrofluid in his helmet is vibrating with rage. His voice rising involuntarily.
He never understood the Arcanum, or tried. He's still stuck in the time before the first storm and refuses to acknowledge that his small, beautiful world is gone. How can someone like that help us?
The robot senses his doubt and frustration. There may be more sentiments and underlying issues at play. She pauses for a moment before answering, as if deep in thought.
I understand your concern, but I have not heard anything about the incapacitation of Adler Hoffman.
What? He got a few scratches at most. The guy barely touched him.
So he is fine. I am glad we agree. Is there anything else you would like to report?
The robot waits 5 seconds for an answer, but there isn't one. This must be the social cue that it is her turn to speak.
His lack of knowledge on Arcanum is exactly why we need him. His human perspective will offer valuable insights on arcane rituals.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that. That is literally why I would want him on the team, because he can view it from a pure human viewpoint compared to the Arcanists.
The results of this study will not only be used to save Arcanists, but also humans who share the same world with us.
The cryptography lead tries to argue further, but Lucy is certain the issue has been sufficiently addressed.
We are racing against the clock, mister, and your report on personal disputes and racial conflicts has wasted 2 minutes and 37 seconds of our time.
She just mistered him. She just mistered him. Like a mother or a child, I love it.
If he refuses to cooperate, you have every right to remove him from the team. That is your responsibility. Oh.
Oh? From the other end of the corridor, the subject of their argument approaches, looking deeply upset and clutching a stack of papers. Clearly he has heard every word they just said.
I am relieved that you survived your altercation. What would you like to report?
Uh-huh. None of them have words. Their eyes meet, making both of them squirm uncomfortably. This is undoubtedly one of the most awkward moments in both of their careers. After a prolonged silence, Ulrich steps back and walks away. Without even looking back at him, Enigma begins his report in a low voice.
I'm fed up with wasting time, ma'am. The setback with the mask has already driven too many people insane. That's why you should take a look at this.
He hands the stack of files to Lucy.
I can logically deduce that our current direction is another dead end. The incantation isn't long enough for cryptographic decryption. We will have to turn to ancient records. Perhaps we'll find something in age-old manuscripts, in tablet inscriptions, or in the memories of powerful Arcanists. But even if we find it, we can't validate it because none of us can cast the skill.
The robot remains silent during his pessimistic remarks, flipping through each page of the file.
Low-ranking Arcanists can't cast high-ranking skills, even if they know the exact pronunciation and meaning of the incantation. Gnosis is beyond reason like that and cannot be debated. It stems from raw intuition rather than logic and intellect, is shaped by personal experience and natural abilities, and cannot be intentionally replicated. And the most determining factor, it relies on the Arcanist's purity of blood.
Right. Yeah.
The miracle ritual you hold such hopes for belongs to the leader of Manus Vindictae, a pure-blooded Arcanist whose power is beyond our imagination. It's like asking a toddler to solve Goldbach's conjecture. It's completely beyond the boundaries of our limits.
But you are not an Arcanist.
I wonder if a pure-blooded Arcanist is needed. Do they have someone at the Institute who is a pure-blooded Arcanist? Like on the same level as her? Huh.
Why should you play by their rules?
That is an interesting question. Why should you? The man is taken aback by her question. It's something he's never considered before.
You are right. Arcanists differ due to their purity of blood. Researcher Medicine Pocket has already reported the linear correlation between the bloodline of an Arcanist and their abilities, and has drawn a conclusion 10 times more extreme.
10 times more extreme.
Then you should listen. That's their area of expertise.
Her neck moves subtly, almost like shaking her head.
We know that our cryptographers do not have the power to validate the ritual, and we do not expect you to do that. All I ask of you is to come up with a feasible plan and to do it as a team.
Enigma turns away, repulsed at the mention of team. Lucy finishes reading the report and hands it back to him.
Your deduction is logical, but not practical or actionable. So I should return this to you.
What?
The glow in her eye slit is strangely reassuring, almost like a smile. She looks out of the window. Ooh.
Your logic is impressive, Adler, but do not let it limit your thinking. You spoke of the boundaries of arcane power, but logic has its limits too, no? Knowledge can be obtained through various means, such as intuition, logical reasoning, empirical observations, and teachings from others. Your team is not the only one cracking the ritual through their own means. If you fail, we will turn to the others, and if that approach is wrong, we will try another. If no solution is found before the storm, we will simply wait for the next one. What matters is we keep moving forward, no matter the cost. We must keep to the path, or we will be swept away like dust in the rain.
For once, the researcher does not argue. He whispers, as if talking to himself.
If one team fails, you can still turn to the others. Warum denn? Warum musste es Greta sein?
Then why did it have to be Greta?
What?
Forget it. Just a bitter, irrational thought. This marks the end of my efforts. Hopefully, the others will bring you the needed breakthroughs.
I mean, I understand that guy. He's grieving, obviously, for his sister, but, damn. Not the time, buddy, I would say. Not the time. You can let everything out once the storm passes, or you guys find a solution, then go ballistic if you want to. But I do get him. I do get him. The man walks away in anger. But after only a few steps, a question comes to mind.
You've been waiting here for a while. Are you expecting someone? You aren't the type to waste time listening to us whine. So there must be something here worthy of your attention.
Huh.
Is someone close to a breakthrough?
Nothing of the sort. I am recharging. We have a public power outlet here.
Sure. She moves her joints as if standing for so long has stiffened her body.
But I am indeed waiting.
Okay.
The doves of the Whitestone House are here.
Oh. The doves of the Whitestone House? Ah. Messengers. The sound of flapping wings fills the air. The researcher is Jeez, didn't expect to hear dove sounds all of a sudden. The researcher is astonished as the creature, with a texture similar to plaster, perches on her metal finger.
Good. Someone closer to the limit has given us aid.
Closer to the limit? Well, that is vague. Whatever that means. Huh. Someone closer to the limit. Oh, another one. Investigator Marcus originally from... Storm Immunity Decryption Progress. Investigator Marcus, originally from Romania and conversant in several languages, including German and English, has determined that the pronunciation of the spell does not belong to any language she knows and has therefore provided the spell as a phonetic transcription. So English, German, French, Romanian, Spanish, Chinese, Russian, and Polish are out. Okay. Suggestion from Adler, a tune-up psycho. A tune-up Jesus Christ, Adler. I'll smack him later. The Unipsycha. Psycho. I don't know, it doesn't sound like any specific language to me. It almost sounds like the first word is in German, the second word is in English. Well, close to. That's the closest I can put it to. Because the first word sounds like ein, which in German means one. The second obviously is circle. Like one circle. Eine Sache? No idea yet. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just thinking. All incorrect. Missing critical information. Rare language? Dead language? It's not Latin, is it? And they just misheard it? Actually, how would one circle sound in Latin? I kind of just want to check very quick. Okay, no. The Latin is just unus circulus, so that is not it. Okay. I have no idea. This doesn't sound like any language that I might have heard. We'll see. We'll see how this develops. I'm very curious what this is gonna turn into. Or rather, what language this is gonna turn out to be. Like right now, like I said, the only thing that comes to mind is it feels like the first word might be German in origin. The second feels like it's something Latin or English or similar. in origin, but anyway. It's weird. Oh, Shell.
Be ever so careful, dear. The fiery thirst for knowledge is blazing bright within you.
Thank you.
Be careful not to put it out.
Sure.
Once, many fire thieves sat here, sipping coffee, as they tried to decipher the best angle to hold up their reeds, to jam the burning wheel of Helios and steal his flame.
Huh.
The gods are selfish. They're stingy with their might.
Shouldn't the gods be more generous? Some will receive it, first come, first served. Shouldn't the gods be more generous?
That's easy to say when the power's not yours to give. Knowing how to share is a rare virtue. Knowing how to share knowledge is a rarer virtue still.
Indeed.
How can we transfer our wisdom into mortal minds? The gods pondered. Can inspiration be duplicated from one brain to another? It comes and goes like a gust of wind. So, what can be done?
Sounds like a twist to the story is coming.
Not yet, darling. We've only finished the prologue. However, there is a but waiting down the road.
I hate how on the nose this is. I love and hate how on the nose this is. Ma'am, don't break the fourth wall now.
A sudden rain dampened people's enthusiasm for the future. The floppy disks and many clever minds perished in it. Some of the fire thieves grieved the loss. They screamed and swore to retrieve what was lost. What about the rest of them? They returned to primitive chaos, like coelacanths crawling back into the ocean after thousands of years of evolution. Once again, they became the protégés of Arcanum. Perhaps they made the right choice by leaving that useless science behind. Who knows?
Who knows?
The story of the fire thieves has only gone this far, darling. At this point, no one knows what will happen to Prometheus or what's inside Pandora's box.
Huh. Those are very two interesting names to put out there right now. Prometheus and Pandora's box. That is an image. There's something more? Equipment failure repair record. A nifty little fellow, the crystallization of tangible wisdom. Press the button. What the hell? A switchboard? Okay. Equipment failure repair record. Conway automaton 5, also known as Life Game 5. It is the most popular mind expansion tool in Laplace, capable of simulating cell life and death calculations within a maximum of 2 to the 16th pixels with predefined rules, and supporting modular assembly and custom interferences among other features. It has been proven to maintain the mental agility of researchers and can simulate most current popular games. Almost all Conway automatons were lost in the storm or scrapped to make room for important instruments. This is the last remaining one in the Scientific Computing Center. Although the Conway Automaton 5 cannot play a practical role in password decryption, to ensure the enthusiasm of the decryption team's work, an urgent repair request is hereby made. If the repairs cannot be completed in a short period of time, it is hoped that a substitute can be allowed during the repair period, such as the latest handheld console, the Game Dude Color. I love spoof names. I love these shitty names that they give to existing stuff. That is always a charm. Game Dude Color. Amazing. Okay. But anyway, I think this is where we're gonna stop for today, because I do still need to edit this and render this out, but very interesting so far. And like the lady said, we only finished the prologue, I guess. So we'll see where this is gonna go. Especially, I'm just noticing this next segment is called Maze of the Minotaur. Oh boy. But yeah, anyway, this is so far very interesting. And I wonder how this is gonna go for now. A lot of pieces are in place. And a lot of stuff is being hinted at. I'm trying to pay attention to a lot of things, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they're gonna twist the whole thing. I do think towards the end Vertin is gonna play some big role in the whole chapter, but what role is gonna be the question. But yeah, anyway, we'll see about that when we continue. For now, thank you guys very much. Oh, very quickly, one question that I do have. How many of these nodes does this chapter have? How many of these are there? Because you guys did tell me that this is a way longer chapter than the usual. So I'm kind of wondering how many there are. Just to have a rough idea of numbers, essentially. Just numbers, nothing else. Because that's gonna make it easier to plan out episodes. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And of course, if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open on the channel. Thank you for the members that are already there and supporting. Much appreciated. And I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.